which if we know they just left that. Here at the river. I'm gonna do a little bow hunting today. Got a saddle set up. I'm gonna try for the first time on the river. I've been practicing with it at the house, but decided to try that out. I got a cool spot picked out up here, so it's a pretty good walk, so I'm gonna get after it, and then we'll get set up and see if we can see anything. Big old boar hog that just walked right by me. I don't know what I'm doing right, but that's happened to me quite a few times now this season. But I want to set up in this tree. There's a nice crossing for this creek. Alright, this is the Kalkal harness. It's about the most affordable one out there right now. Super nice. Lots of support in the back, so I'll let you know how it does. Alright, there's the setup. Took a little while. I'm still not very good at it, but we'll get there. I'm gonna get my pack packed up and then get up in the tree. Alright, ended up seeing one more hog, And nothing else really. I've been able to hear that boar the whole time, like I still hear him now, so it's still pretty daylight. I'm gonna go ahead and call it so I can get all this stuff put up in the daylight. And I don't really want to run into that boar at night, so probably just make this into a couple of hunt videos, so I'll add this into the next one too. Alright, this is day 2 of hunting on the river out here. So, same spot as yesterday where I seen the big hog. We're going to try, same area, but we're going to try a different spot. So, ton of hog activity. I'm going to go to where I seen that doe the other day. The one that I jumped. So, probably gonna find me a tree right there on top of where she was bedded down at and just hang out there the rest of the day. Hopefully that's a little far enough away from these hogs, but close enough to that feeding area that I can get into some deer. So yeah, I'm gonna get headed that way. It's about 350 yards. We got a squirrel right there. You know what it means when they wiggle their tail like that? Me either. So, alright, I'm gonna head that way. Alright, so I abandoned the saddle hunt. Just got way too hot and could not get comfortable. I set up on this tree that's got a lot of lean to it, and man, my ropes just would not stay where they're supposed to. But as I started coming down, I seen like a dozen hogs walk through there. So what I'm gonna do is, got a camera I want to set up. I'm gonna set it up over there and then work my way back to the boat. If I can find a small hog, kind of like what Skylar got the other day, I'm gonna go after it. There look like a ton of them, so I should be able to find one. So let me get my backpack on and let's get after it. See how muddy that water is right there? It should look like that over there. They've just been crossing here so much and probably wallering in it that it's got it super muddy. That's a big, scary looking cypress tree. I don't know. Pretty big though. See that thing sticking out right there? That looks like somebody might have drove that in there. finally. So I've just been walking around checking this spot out, and I kind of had a hunch that something was going on here, but this is a hog nest. Hopefully nothing's in there. I guess the hogs will have their babies and just bury them with all this bamboo reed. Kind of neat. I haven't seen one of those in a while. But I've just been checking out this different spot, and I thought I seen a buck scrape close to the river, so I walked kind of far, but I ain't seen anything else past that, so a little disappointed. That's a good sized turd.
Got deer shit right there. Got deer shit right there. Got deer shit right there.
Some acorns. deer trail, and there's a lot of grass out here that they could eat. So Scott's 120 yards behind me, so I think we got a good chance of seeing something. I don't know how much of that I got on camera, but I was just putting out a camera, a deer camera, trail camera, and jumped a black hog up here, and then it just kind of jumped up, ran about 20 yards, and then went back to feeding. Didn't pay me any more attention, but then I heard some hogs coming from this way, just grunting, you know. So I jumped up on this here stump, and they literally walked right through here with all the little piglets and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Last couple videos I've had people ask why I haven't been shooting them. I'm about 500 yards in right now, and I've got my shotgun with duck load in it. So I thought there was a pond back in here, but it's dried up. Yeah, there's just, I mean, I could shoot one every time I come out, but kind of in deer hunting mode right now. So I'm heading back to the boat. I haven't done a really good job of documenting this trip, so. We got hogs out there. I just jumped one from up there. I need to go that way though, so. He winded me. There's still one right there though. So I'm just gonna purposely wind him. We got a south wind, so this is north, south. So I'm just gonna keep bumping them. What I don't want to do is get into the middle of a group of them. Okay, they're gone. You see them? They'll take off once they get in front of me. There's still one right there. Alright, I think that's all of them. So my boat's on the river over here somewhere, and I kind of walked that way, went upwind, and then kind of circled back into them on accident. I put my camera out way up there on an oak tree. Lots of oaks back in here. It's pretty, but I didn't expect there to be this many hogs back in here. I've already seen 3 giant boars, and then that was probably a dozen or more right there. Lots of little babies. I've never seen this many hogs on the river before. Usually, like doing that, you just never see them again. But me and Scott have just been bumping hogs every time we go out, so I don't know if there's just, because the river's been so low lately, they've kind of just been able to do whatever they want. The past couple years, I've been pretty hung up on trying to find hogs in the thickest areas I can find. Like, let's walk over here. See, there's plenty of food still under this tree. So I was a little hung up on trying to find areas like this where it's just like you can barely see. It seemed like the hogs were liking that, and which there were hogs in here, but I mean, most of the hogs I've seen today were just walking around in the open like this. And I think, I'm no hog expert by the way, but I think that's just because there's 0 water out here, so and it's really dry and there's just tons of food on the ground. They can just kind of go wherever they want. It's kind of neat. Yeah, tons of acorns here. See this trail? So like if you're wanting a hog hunt, if you can find one of these, which if we know they just left that, look at the trees. They're all covered in mud. So you can realistically just get on this trail and walk it and you'll see one. I haven't been needed to do that, but big hog waller. Lots of, I can feel them, the acorns on the ground too. I'll mark this spot. I like to mark these and then come back like the next year, see if they still use them. Most of the time they don't. It seems like they just kind of run through an area and move on the next year, you know? So if you get, I don't know, I hate to give people advice and then they get lost, but if you're not sure which way the river is, like sometimes Onyx doesn't give you a good direction. See how much more open the sky is? That's kind of what I start looking for. Man, this might be a good spot to hunt. Another pig. Let's see if we can sneak up on them. We'll get y'all some more of a good video. See them. So I've never been back in here before, but I'm pretty sure this would be like the normal water line through here. That's how dry it is. Alright, I'm pretty close to the boat now, so I don't think I'll see anything. But if I do, I'll let y'all know. Alright, so I sat in the tree climber this morning at this spot. Scouted this last weekend, super close to the river. The river's like right there. This big oak tree is producing quite a few acorns, but it just doesn't look like much is going on here. So what I'm going to do now, going to run my climber back to the boat, and then the river kind of wraps around this way. I'm just gonna walk the edge of the river, and then kind of work my way back in and then come back to the boat. Alright, there's 2 hogs up there. I just spooked one of them. how thick that is right there. Man. Alright, so I was gonna try and sneak around this way. Just keep moving along, but this thick patch kinda goes all the way to the river. So I'm gonna go back the other way. If I can bump into that little hog, I'm gonna take it, but I don't know, there's so many in there. They never stop moving. Man, that thing is big. Alright, so I got my camera. Those hogs went into this little thick area, and I was just not interested. If I shot one, I'd probably just go right in the middle there, and I'm not crawling in there with them, so I just got out of there, working my way back to the boat. Alright, so I slipped around and tried to get in front of them, but I don't know where they're at now. So we're like a mile and a half off the river now. Me and Richie made it to this creek last year on his canoe. So it was way deeper last year. We couldn't make it across. So there's an area over there I really want to check out. So to figure out how to get across this creek without getting wet. I don't know what to do now. I want to make it to this little sandy area over there, but I'm already so far up here. I need to turn back and go home. Cool ladder stand. Been here for a while. Alright, checking that out was pretty cool. Didn't bring a ton of water with me, and I don't have enough time to walk around the whole thing. I wish I did. Didn't see any deer sign. That's kind of mainly what I was after. I was kind of hoping I'd see a bunch of scrapes, but oh well. Yeah. We gotta just cross these two creeks. I gotta cross this one already, and then we can just beeline it back to the boat. I've got my bow packed up. We'll be walking with the wind now, so we're not gonna see anything. We'll just spook it just like those hogs back there. But I better get going. Sun's up there. It's like 1:30. We've got a mile and change to go to get to the boat. So let's do it. So I think this is an old moonshine still site. Not super old, but old enough though. I don't think it's like prohibition era, but probably like 70s or 80s. You know, still pretty old. Or it could just be like fire pit barrels. I think with as many barrels as there are, it'd probably be a moonshine still. Alright y'all, I'm gonna call this video right here. I think I got plenty to put in it. It's gonna be a couple days worth of video, so I might jump around a little bit. But thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all later.